So this is our pond. We built it about a year ago. We are going to change the filters because it's getting a little green and vacuum the bottom floor. Okay, so first we're going to start with taking out all the filters so we can clear the floor of the pond and vacuum. So you can see all the fish getting nervous that somebody's in the pond. They don't really care for that. So we've got 4 filters in the pond, 3 in the pond, and then 1 larger one exterior outside the pond. We're here in Las Vegas, so it's really hot. So the water gets warm and we get a lot of algae growth. So that's why we kind of went overboard with the filters. So this is our pond vacuum. It looks a little archaic, but it actually works really well. We just got it at the local hardware store. It's got a net and the water pressure creates vacuum, and it does a pretty good job. So it has a net on it, but a lot of the finer particles get through. So we take this pillow batting and we put it in the net so it catches the smaller particles. So basically it's just like vacuuming your home carpet. You just go back and forth, but you want to go kind of slow so you don't stir up the dirt on the bottom. It's actually pretty strong, so if you have smaller goldfish, you want to kind of make sure that they stay out of the way. So basically you just want to go back and forth, again, just like vacuuming your carpet, but you got to do it a little slower so you don't stir up all the sediment on the bottom. Okay, so we did our vacuuming. Now we're going to empty the bag and then get on to cleaning out our filters. Go. So now we have to remove the bag and the batting, and then we'll clean out everything we collected. Which is a pretty good amount of trash. So that's all the stuff that was at the bottom. Leaves, algae. So we'll get all that and dump it out, and then we'll check out the filters. Okay, so this is our first filter. This is one of the first ones we bought that has the sprinkler attached to it, or the fountain. And you'll see that the filter's doing its job. It's all green, nasty. And for finer particles is that one. And then That's the extra batting that we'll talk about later that we get in, and you can see how much that collects. And then that's the batting that it comes with. And it also has these little ceramic weights that make sure it stays down, but that also gets dirty, so we're gonna have to clean that. And we'll just dump out all the nasty water while we're here. So this is one of our newer filters that has a bigger pump on it. It actually runs this fountain and the little frog. So again, as you see, the filter did its job. It should be all green, a little slimy. The more finer filter has usually less in it. But then the batting, as you see, just like the other filter, is all green. And that's something we add to it. We found that the original filters just don't keep the algae out of the pond, and you get that pea soup color. So we add that batting, and we'll talk about that when we put the filters back together. So this is our big FX6 filter that we have behind the waterfall. This is the monster filter that does most of the work. As you can see, it's all green and slimy. So this is where we clean the filters. We kind of used a makeshift outdoor fireplace screen as a screen to put the filters on. So that way the sediment will squirt out the back instead of just setting on the other side and then you're just going back and forth, back and forth. So we just kind of rinse them out, get all the sediment out, and then it's simple. You just put it back together. And we do that one by one until they're all clean. So we're cleaning out the ceramic weights. We had some plants in there that were kind of stringy, so they're kind of filling up the net. So we're going to have to actually take the ceramics out of the net and clean the net and the ceramics separately. So this is the FX6 filter that we have. And you can see how much stuff it collects. That's the clean filter. And that's the dirty filter. So this is really good for cleaning up smaller particles in your pond, keeping the algae out, keeping the clarity. We'll talk later about chemicals we use that we regretted, ended up killing all our fish. Yeah, if you can get that big giant filter for your pond, that's the way you want to go.